Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamisha, also known as Mrs. Coda. So I hate to bring this topic, but it's something we got to talk about, and that is what are the 6 reasons why you keep failing the MBCOT exam? So let's jump into it. Let's talk about it, and let's figure out a way to get you that passing score today. All right, let's go. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for joining me again on my channel. So let's talk about why you keep failing. What is a problem? So I'm going to give you 6 top reasons on what you need to assess and what you need to go back and look at to figure out how to get you that passing score, because I know it's tough when you go through college, you spend all this money, you take all this time, and then you don't have your license, and then you can't make money. So this is a big problem. All right. So the first one that I want to mention is this: you have a poor test taking strategy. I know some of us is just not very good test taker. So if you know that you're not very good at taking tests, this is something you need to work on, is improving your test taking strategy. And how do you improve your test taking strategy? That is by improving your critical thinking process. If you are interested in understanding how to do that, I do have a video right here that will take you through on how to improve your critical thinking skills, because you have to understand this exam is really a critical thinking skill exam. You also need to understand the structure and the resources that's also available to you during the exam. You have the highlighter, you have you have a pad that you can write on, you have certain things that can support you when you are trying to take this exam. So that is definitely advice number 1. Advice number 2 is that you have poor study habits. And I'm sorry, I'm just keeping it 100, you guys. I'm keeping it real because you need to hear it. You are not very good at staying committed with your studying. All right. And I'm sorry, I have some students will be like, yeah, I did everything. I put in 100%. I put in 150%. Come on, darling. Come on, people. Let's be honest with ourselves. You are not putting in the amount of study time that you know you should be putting in. So the first thing is you need to be honest and real with yourself and understand that, life circumstances happen. You may have a family, you may have a full-time job, you know, things may happen in your life, and it's okay. You have to be real with yourself and say, you know what, right now, this is a bad time for me. And the worst thing you could do is rush and sign up for the exam and then fail it again. So recognize your personal life circumstances, recognize that you probably have a poor study schedule, and then commit to time, saying, you know what, family, at this time in the morning or this time in the afternoon, I need you guys to leave me alone and I need to focus on studying. And if that means getting out of your house and going to the library or driving to a park to study, that is exactly what you need to do. So the first thing is recognizing that you have a poor study habit and you need to fix that. On top of that, you need to understand that you need to develop your style, your learning style. You may not even know what your learning style is. Are you an auditory learner? Are you a kinesthetic learner? Are you a visual learner? These are key things. If you are not sure of your learning style, go ahead and look in my description. I have a free download that you can use that's all about learning style. So the third thing is lack of preparation. You're just not preparing properly for this exam. So you want to, like I mentioned prior, you want to develop a realistic study schedule, and you need to track your progress, right? You need to pay attention to how you're doing. So you want to have a tracking system of your progress. You know yourself better than I do. You know when is the best time for you to study. Are you a morning study person? Do you study better in a group setting? Do you study better at night? Some people actually can study with music. I'm not that kind of person, but you have to understand what is your kind of study style when it comes to preparing for studying. And you want to pick a plan and stick with it, okay? The worst thing you can do is jump around doing all these kind of different study techniques. Stick with what works for you and become good at it. Now, the fourth thing that's keeping you back from passing that exam is tester's anxiety. This is a real thing, guys. Some people really do have tester's anxiety, and it's just like they lose it and they just can't focus. Now, this is important if you're really having a condition of anxiety. You really need to go get a doctor's note. And when you do that, you can give it to you can let NBCOT know, and they will actually take away that 4-hour time frame. So you'll have like 8 hours, or you just won't have a time frame, which will allow you to kind of ease your anxiety to focus. So definitely look into that. Call you could go to NBC.org to get more information, but definitely for sure, if you are suffering from anxiety, definitely get a doctor's order for that. Now, on the flip side of that, for those of us that just creating the anxiety for ourselves, you need to be able to combat that with positive affirmation. You need to stop negative talk. And by stopping negative talk, you need to think more positively in your mind. You have to realize that you went through school, you went through all the courses, you went through field work, and you graduated, right? So you are able to do this. You need to start believing it, and you need to start thinking it. If you want to understand and learn more about the mindset, if you go ahead and you look in more of my videos, I talk about testers' anxiety and the mindset you need to pass the NBCOT exam. The fifth reason is external stressors. Okay, people can stress us out. If you are being stressed out by your kids, if you're being stressed out by a spouse, if you are dealing with senior parents, there's so much things that's outside of our control that might be stressing us out. So that means that you need to take time for yourself. You need to implement relaxation techniques such as deep breathing. You need to take time to meditate. Maybe you need to go on a long drive. You need to do whatever it is and required to decrease your stressors. If you need to seek counseling, right, outside counseling, these are the things you need to do. And lastly, the sixth and final thing that I strongly believe is keeping you from passing this exam is that you are having poor comprehension of the material. You are struggling on how to read, understand, and dissect the question. All right. This is a comprehension issue. It means that you're not understanding. Also, what can back this is maybe you don't really remember the information that you learned in school, so you're having a hard time applying it when you're reading these questions. So that just means that you need to go back and you need to learn how to review information so your comprehension can be enhanced. And if all these things I mentioned to you is a struggle, I tackle them in my study with a COTA course. Okay. If you are a person and you're like, you know what, Tamisha, I am struggling. I have failed this exam multiple times. I'm tired. I am ready to throw in the towel. I don't feel like there's no hope for me. If you can say, you know what, Tamisha, I am willing to commit to a program that is structured, that there's a daily plan, there is videos and information, and I can get access to you for tutoring service, then I want you to go ahead and look in the description below. Be sure to sign up for my study with a COTA course. I offer payment plans to help you guys get there, and it's at a reasonable price because I know what it is to be an OTA. I know the struggle is real, and my channel is tailored for you OTAs. I mean, I know there's other channels out there that's all about OTs, but we need our COTAs, we need our OTA family to stick together, right? Because it's unfortunately sometimes there's not enough information out there for us, right? So again, I hope that this video was helpful. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to your girl. All right, guys? Until next time, bye-bye.